Hey y'all, I'm Shayna and I'm back with another review. This is for Love and Marriage Huntsville, Season 6, Episode 6. This is the Tea Party episode, and I'm sorry, I know it's like hella late. um, Life has been lifing, and yes, a new episode is dropping tomorrow or maybe today by the time you see this, but give me some grace. Life has been lifing, and I'm not monetized yet. I ain't being paid for these videos, so I'll get them out as soon as I can, okay? But check this one out, and I will be doing Real Housewives of Atlanta right behind it, so be sure to check that out as well if you're into that show. And most importantly, this is a growing channel, so please subscribe. It will help your girl out so I can continue to push out these videos if you get anything out of my content. So let's go ahead and jump into it because we don't have no more time to waste, okay? So Melody visits Tiffany. She wants to invite her to the tea/etiquette party. Mel says at the spa event, she didn't like all the cussing, fussing, and all that stuff. She ain't here for it. So she feels like an etiquette class is appropriate. When you was cussing out Martell, nobody said that. We let it go. Now you above it. But go off. I guess there's growth. I ain't see much, but I don't want y'all Melody fans to come from me, so I'm gonna leave it there. So Tiffany says she doesn't like that Kiki brought her down to her level. Child, you started it. Kiki was kind of minding her own business, and then you involved yourself in something that didn't have nothing to do with you, and now she brought you to her level. I ain't even really no Kiki fan, but make it make sense. So Mel informs Tiffany about her spat with Martell at their daughter's birthday party. She played a recording of him telling their daughter he's not going to pick her up after the party as promised, because mind you, the last episode before, he made that big fuss and she said, even though it's not your time, it's my week, like this is my birthday, this is my time, I will allow you to get our daughter after her party later on tonight if you want to spend her birthday with her. But then she records a conversation and he says, oh no, I'll just get you Monday. So all that fussing and cussing yet again was for nothing. But we already knew that. You ain't had to sneak and record no conversation. We knew that. So then we mosey on over to Maurice and Kimmi's house. Kimmi tells Maurice that his son, Maurice Jr., because I won't be calling him that nickname over here, who he fought, the same son who he fought tooth and nail to live with him, felt like the boy needed to live with his father so he can raise him to be a man. Yeah, that same son where Kimmy's seems to be the main disciplinary in the house. She said, oh, when he comes over here, I'm going to be taking over all this responsibility, season 1. And yes, that it happens to be the case, season 6. Yeah. So that same son, she wants Maurice to back her up because she's like, you know what? I'm going to tell him to clean his room. He's not listening to me. After all Kimmy's been through, who of these children will take you there, honey? Okay? They will take you there. So she was like, you need to back me up. I'm the bonus parent. I can't discipline him in the same way as his biological parents. And he's flipping it like, oh, you don't feel like you're his parent? And she's like, yes, I love Maurice Jr. Heavy on a Maurice Jr. But she was like, I love him. And yeah, I look at him like he's my son. But I am the bonus parent. And, it doesn't hold the same weight that it does for a biological parent. What did she say was wrong in that sense? If I send my son to go live with his father and his new wife up here disciplining him in a way I don't respect, it's going to be a problem. Okay? So, yeah, I don't feel like she said, what did she say wrong? I wouldn't feel comfortable doing that either. There's a place for everybody. The kids need as much love as they can get, okay? But you ain't going to be doing what you did with your son with mine, okay? So, for some reason, Maurice feels like this stems from Kimmy's tension with his ex-wife, Kiowa. What? Was you listening to the same conversation that I was listening to? Did he hear what we heard? It felt like he was just trying to force a scene because nothing else makes sense. Because what are you talking about? So Kimmi said, no, this don't got nothing to do with her and everything to do with you. I need you to back me up. His father. Maurice calls Kyle for whatever reason. Like, what's happening? And he's asking her, like, how she feels about Kimmi disciplining her son. And she's like, oh, yeah, I respect that. And I appreciate that Kimmi, kept me in mind when it comes to my son. She's agreeing with Kimmi. And it's just like, why did we call her? But she just said, no, this has nothing to do with her and everything to do with you. Because Kimmi's like, I don't know why he called you, but I mean, so now you want them to go at each other and they in agreement and you looking silly. It's like he just never listened to her. Like, I'm glad he was there for her with the cancer thing and all. But outside of that, like I don't know what, like he be off in La La Land somewhere. Like he do not be listening to what she's saying. So Stormy and Kiki meet to do Reiki or Reiki. My apologies. Y'all know. So Kiki is completely caught off guard by this spiritual healer. It was the music that was playing in the background for me. Like, she's like, yes, I have this energy and this zen and all. And it was like some like kiddie party music playing. Like, okay, what a way to ruin the moment. Anywho, so the healer is telling Stormy that she has a beautiful heart. And she's like bursting into tears. And I've been noticing that she's been crying like every episode. What's happening? So Stormy did not give Kiki a heads up about this. And Kiki like, I don't know if my pastor would like this, but she is a good spirit. Not a good spirit. She's a good, oh Lord, a good spirit. She's a good sport. Because I wanted to say spirit again. She's a good sport about this. And, you know, the healer was like, words have power, this and that. I learned that in church. You ain't had to pull out no crystals and rocks for me. I already knew that. I knew that already from church. But yes, they do have power. Yes, they do. So nothing against it like it. She, you know, Stormy and Kiki seem to enjoy it. They said that they, you know, letting bygones be bygones. They hashing whatever they had going on out. Tiffany comes up, whatever. So Maurice and Martell meet up. Basically, so that Martell can complain about Melody like he liked to do in that birthday party. Maurice said, he can relate to, you know, the tension because he's gone through a divorce and rebuilding and etc. Martell tells bits and pieces per usual of the situation to make it seem like he's some sort of victim when he shouldn't have shown up in the first place. I don't care what you say, you weren't invited. If you don't show, you know how Melody is. She done kicked people out of places before. So if you weren't invited, don't show. If you don't want to be embarrassed. It didn't do what you thought it did because it didn't make her look like the bad guy like you wanted it to do. Maurice advises that they need to do what's best for the kids. I do agree with that. But if the parents are not in a good space, that's not good for the kids. So only when two people are able to be mature about their co-parenting situation can they do things like birthday parties together. Maurice vents about Maurice Jr. Acting like a teenage boy and not listening. He's like, I'll take his phone, and he just adapts and is like, how do I punish you? Martell shares the story of how he was, you know, a wild teen who didn't listen, but the structure of sports and ROTC changed him at that age. He needed the structure. He also didn't have his dad in his life when Maurice is there, but it's like, you can't let Kimmi step in and be the main disciplinary. Now, we don't know. We're only going off what we see on the show. We're not there every day, but it sounds like Kimmi's doing a lot of disciplining, and, you know, Maurice is just stepping in here and there. I mean, there's no handbook to it. There is no handbook to it. But, I mean, you wanted him there, he there, so you need to step up a little more. So the ladies arrive at Melody's Etiquette tea party. The host teaches them some etiquette. Stormy mentions that she enjoys using curse words. Why? I don't know if it's the editing or what. Like, why did you just bust out of nowhere with that? But okay, that's fine. I mean, okay. So the instructor said using curse words means you lack vocabulary. I disagree. It depends on who I'm talking to, what it is, what the situation is. I like to use a curse word or two myself. That does not mean I don't have an extensive vocabulary. I don't know how to speak. I don't have manners and all that. That's just simply not true. Now, if that's all you do, that's one thing. But if you, what they call it when you go to work and it code switching, yeah. So Miss Nail says, let's get to the meat and potatoes. Like, enough of this. The energy's off in the room. So Miss Wanda 2.0, aka Stormy's mama, said the issue is between her and Melody. And Melody is like, what are you talking about? So Miss Betty didn't like that Melody didn't defend Stormy when those phone recording rumors were out. Which I'm like, how did this sound like a phone recording to y'all? What were y'all listening to? It sounded like a YouTube interview or something of that nature to me. That's what I thought it was. I don't even know. Were y'all just trying to have a storyline for the next season? I didn't get it. But that's just my thoughts, you know. I mean, that's just what I was thinking. So, bottom line is Mel isn't a good friend. Ain't been one, ain't gonna be one. Um, but we've lost interest with this. At least I have. Because why are we still talking? This is from like 2 seasons back. Why are we still talking about this? Anyway, on to Tiffany and Tisha. Tiffany was saying like, look, I got beef with your cousin Kiki because I feel like if she can throw her own cousin under the bus, how she gonna do me? That's true. That's very true. But you just like you put both feet into their business, and it didn't make no sense. Like it just really just stay away from her. Then all this extraness was just. So she was like, look, I know of Kiki, but I don't really know Kiki. Kiki said, my son played basketball on your husband, Big Lou's, not basketball, that's what my son do, baseball on your son, Big Lou's baseball league. And she said Kimmi was speaking to her mama and her cousin and her brother and sister and in-laws and uncles and god sister and everybody all around town. Supposedly she also helped her find her father. Tiffany was like, you came in at the tail end because Melody invited you, and then you said you had like a connect that I can reach out to for my father, and you never followed up. And everybody's like, well, did you follow up? And she was like, did she follow up? It's her daddy. She got it there. She do got a point there. I mean, that's true. So she basically has a low blow and was like, I've always known my daddy. Completely unnecessary. Yuck. Gave me the ick. Like, get Tiffany out. Not Tiffany. I've been wanting Tiffany to go, but she clocked in this season. But yeah, get Kiki off the show. I ain't like that, and I don't really know if she there. And besides her, this is love and marriage, Huntsville. Where's her husband at? Where's her children at? Where's her love life? Besides her, and she trying to have her own like identity on the show. I understand she was trying to be on the show first, and then they took Tisha, and it was a whole ordeal. What she got going on just ain't that interesting, and it's like trying too hard. Like it's doing too much. You're doing the most. I agree with Tiffany. I know of you. Just because our sons played baseball together, just because we had conversation and passing, does not mean I know you personally. Y'all might know some things about you. You might know some things about me, but we are not friends. Like, I don't be talking to you. I don't reach out to you. We just know of each other. There's a difference. It's like associate versus friend, where there's levels, okay? So Kiki was like that because they was like, oh, that was a dig. And she was like, that is not a dig. If it wasn't a dig, then what was it? Everybody was like, no, I don't like that. She backpedals. Stand on it. Stand on what you said. You said it, mean it, and say it and stand on it. Don't backpedal now. But it was wrong because not you trying to say that like that was beyond Tiffany's control. Just like we got on Tiffany when she brought up Maurice Jr. when she first stepped on the scene, we gonna bring this up too. That was not Tiffany's fault that her parents gave her up for adoption. So why would you turn around? You trying to help her, but on Mad Day you threw it in her face. I don't like it. I don't respect it. She apologized to Tiffany if she offended her because of the reaction she was getting. That's where the episode ended. So we gonna find out what's gonna happen because next week it looked like Sheree stepping on the scene. You know, we got the crossover going on, the Real Housewives. We got Atlanta and Huntsville and Atlanta, this and that. Check out my Real Housewives of Atlanta review. Check out my other content as well. If you enjoy TV show reviews, be sure to subscribe. Don't you click off and forget to just go ahead and hit the button. Okay. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.